My wellness journey has been a very interesting journey. Definitely not linear. It's been messy. I didn't know in the beginning I was really struggling with my mental health when my feelings were reacting to mental health. So it's been messy. I have been in trouble before. I've abused alcohol. I have lost relationships. I have gone through so much in my journey in mental wellness. So it's been a tough ride, but I think me coping with it and how I coped and how I am able to better manage mental health is accepting who I am, what I have gone through. I don't protest what has happened to me in my life anymore. So that's been a really uplifting way for me to deal with my struggles.
Mental health was something that was always spoken about at our dinner table. It was something that I've always known about, that I've always heard about. And sometimes, you don't think about your own mental health as you go along in your day. But always remembering that the smallest things can sometimes ultimately lead to feeling better. So, the small things can be a part of your self-care. Self-care is always super important. Sometimes figuring out what that means is also important as well. And for me, self-care means connecting back to my culture through singing, drumming, dancing. Those are things that I was raised with. And the vibrations of the drum, they ground me back to the earth and remind me of the strength and resiliency of my people and my ancestors. And I feel that. And that really helps me to get through. I'm just so grateful that I've always had people in my corner. People who want to see me succeed, who want to see you get over that hill, over that obstacle, whatever it is that you're going through. Remember that you're not alone, that you have people in your corner that want to see you succeed as well. I'm rooting for you. Take care.
As a high-performance athlete, I had to take care of myself, make sure that I was physically well. I needed to make sure I was fast, strong, healthy. I realized quite quickly that it's hard to be a really high-performance athlete or a human being and do all the things I wanted to do if I wasn't taking care of my mental health. In my training, I trained hard, but then I took time to reflect on how that training affected my performance. And I've done the similar with my mental health. I thought I checked in on myself, and that was this reflection piece. So if I had a bad day, I would check in on myself and be like, what was it that wasn't so great? Why do I not feel so good in my body or as in my mind? And what could I do to make that better? And even on a really good day, I'll check in like, this day was amazing. Like, what was it that made this day so great? The best analogy I have for that now is that my mental health as an Indigenous man, as a Métis man, is no different than paddling a canoe. When you paddle a canoe, if you always paddled on one side, you would eventually veer off and go in circles, and you'd never really get anywhere. But when you switch sides, or you take a correction stroke, like a J stroke or a C stroke, your boat will go back and forth, but you'll stay on a pretty straight line, and with your health and with mental health, there's no straight line from A to B. I think, we'll have ups and downs during our day. But when we can plan for that, and we can know ourselves well, we know how our boat moves, we can take different strokes and help us stay on a straighter course, but also stay balanced. If we're sitting in our canoe and we're leaning to one side and maybe we're leaning the wrong way, it's pretty easy to fall out of your canoe and then be in pretty deep water. So I've always tried to make sure, even when I was intensely focused on my sport, that I had something else in my life, whether that was school or made sure I was getting outside to go fishing and take time to be with myself or my family, that I could keep my boat balanced and myself well. There's still days that I might have that are better or worse than others, but I always think back to this idea of the canoe and how do I need to stay balanced and take the right strokes to keep me going in the right direction. So I hope the way I think about all that might help someone else in their journey to being mentally well and physically well, spiritually well, as an Indigenous person or a non-Indigenous person. And that's all.